What if everything you thought you knew about superheroes was a lie? We've all grown up with the same stories. Heroes standing tall, protecting the innocent, fighting for justice. They wear the cape, they save the day, and they always do the right thing. But what if that was just a comforting illusion? What if being a hero wasn't about selflessness, but about power? What if the ones we trust to protect us were hiding something? Something darker? That's the terrifying reality Invincible dares to explore. And trust me, this isn't your typical superhero story. At first glance, it feels familiar. Mark Grayson is just another teenager trying to navigate high school, friendships, and the awkwardness of growing up. But there's one major difference. His father isn't just any man. He's Nolan Grayson, better known as Omni-Man, the most powerful superhero on the planet. Faster than a jet, stronger than an army, invincible in every sense of the word. And Mark? He's just waiting for his powers to kick in. Any day now, he'll follow in his father's footsteps, soaring through the sky, fighting crime, becoming the hero he was always meant to be. But here's the question. What if his father isn't the hero he thinks he is? What if the truth is far, far worse? Invincible doesn't just challenge what it means to be a superhero, it shatters the illusion entirely. It's brutal, it's shocking, and it doesn't hold back. The moment you think you understand what's happening, the story twists the knife, forcing you to question everything. What does it really mean to be a hero? Where do you draw the line between justice and power? And what happens when the people we trust the most betray us? If you're new to Invincible, prepare yourself. And if you've already seen what's coming, you know exactly why we're about to take a deep dive into one of the most unforgiving, heart-wrenching, and mind-blowing superhero stories ever told. Brace yourself, because this is Invincible. At the core of Invincible is an unforgettable cast of characters, each with their own struggles, motivations, and arcs that make the story so compelling. Whether they're heroes, villains, or something in between, every character in Invincible plays a crucial role in shaping Mark Grayson's journey. So, let's break down the key players who bring this story to life. Imagine waking up one day and realizing you're destined to be one of the most powerful beings on the planet. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, for Mark Grayson, it's a reality, but one that quickly turns into something far more complicated than he ever expected. Mark starts as your typical high school student, dealing with grades, friendships, and figuring out what he wants in life. But when he finally inherits his father's superpowers, everything changes. Inspired by his father, Nolan Grayson, also known as Omni-Man, Mark adopts the superhero name Invincible and jumps headfirst into crime fighting, believing he'll follow in his dad's heroic footsteps. But Invincible isn't just another coming-of-age superhero story. Mark's journey is filled with crushing betrayals, brutal fights, and moral dilemmas that challenge everything he believes in. He's forced to grow up fast, and the once optimistic teenager quickly learns that being a hero isn't about wearing a cape and saving the day. It's about making impossible choices and facing consequences that change lives forever. Every great superhero story needs a powerful mentor figure. But what happens when that mentor isn't who he seems to be? Nolan Grayson is Earth's most powerful hero, an unstoppable force, a symbol of hope, and Mark's biggest inspiration. He has super strength, flight, near invulnerability, and decades of experience protecting the planet. To the world, he's a hero. To Mark, he's a father and a guide. But here's the twist. Omni-Man isn't here to save humanity. He's here to conquer it. Nolan is a Viltrumite, a member of a warrior race that believes in absolute dominance over weaker civilizations. His presence on Earth was never about protecting people. It was about preparing the planet for Viltrumite rule. And when Mark finally learns the truth, it leads to one of the most brutal and heartbreaking confrontations in superhero history. Despite his monstrous actions, Nolan isn't a simple villain. His character arc explores themes of loyalty, redemption, and the painful clash between duty and family. Is he beyond saving? Or is there still a part of him that truly loves his son? Superheroes may have godlike strength, but sometimes the strongest character in the story doesn't need powers at all. Debbie Grayson is Mark's mother and Nolan's wife. She's smart, strong-willed, and deeply caring, providing the emotional stability in Mark's life. Unlike her husband and son, she doesn't have superpowers, but that doesn't make her powerless. When Debbie discovers the horrifying truth about Nolan, her world falls apart. Everything she believed about her marriage, her family, and her life turns out to be a lie. But rather than breaking, Debbie stands tall. She may be heartbroken, but she refuses to let the people she loves fall apart. She's the emotional backbone of the story, proving that real strength isn't about throwing punches. It's about surviving the worst and still moving forward. What if you had the power to reshape reality itself? What would you do with it? Samantha Eve Wilkins, better known as Adam Eve, has the ability to manipulate matter at a molecular level, making her one of the most powerful characters in Invincible. But she's not just another superhero. Unlike many heroes who focus on fighting villains, Eve starts questioning whether punching bad guys is really making the world a better place. As she matures, she chooses to use her abilities for humanitarian efforts, helping people in ways that traditional heroism never could. Her relationship with Mark is a key part of the series. They start as friends, but over time, their bond grows into something deeper. Their romance is tested by the dangers of their world, but Eve remains one of Mark's greatest sources of support, someone who understands what it means to be a hero in a way few others can. Every world needs a superhero team, and in Invincible, that role belongs to the Guardians of the Globe, Earth's elite defenders. The team includes Red Rush, a speedster with lightning-fast reflexes; War Woman, a powerful Amazonian warrior; Darkwing, a shadowy vigilante with advanced technology; the Immortal, a centuries-old warrior who can't be permanently killed; Green Ghost, Martian Man, and Aquarius, other powerful heroes with unique abilities. At first, they seem like Invincible's version of the Justice League, standing as Earth's last line of defense. But their story takes a horrifying turn when Omni-Man brutally massacres the entire team in one of the most shocking moments in the series. This event marks the beginning of Mark's harsh introduction to the reality of being a superhero. The Invincible universe is filled with incredible characters who play crucial roles in Mark's journey. Robot, a genius strategist and leader with a secret of his own. Rexplode, a reckless, hot-headed hero with explosive powers and a complicated history with Adam Eve. Alan the Alien, a powerful but kind-hearted extraterrestrial who becomes one of Mark's closest allies. Angstrom Levy, a villain with the terrifying ability to open portals to alternate dimensions, making him one of Mark's greatest threats. Each of these characters adds depth to Invincible, creating a world where every decision has weight and every battle has real consequences. From Mark's rise as a hero to Omni-Man's shocking betrayal, from Adam Eve's moral struggles to Debbie's emotional strength, Invincible isn't just about superheroes. It's about the people behind the masks. Now that we've met the key players, let's dive into the story itself and explore the moments that make Invincible one of the most gripping superhero sagas of all time. If you could have superpowers, would you use them to protect the world? Sounds like an easy yes, right? But what if being a hero wasn't just about saving the day? What if it came with unbearable sacrifices, betrayals, and choices that could break you? That's exactly what Mark Grayson learns in Invincible. And today we're diving into his journey from a hopeful teenager to one of the most powerful and battle-hardened heroes in the universe. And hey, if you're enjoying this deep dive, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and your support means everything. Now let's jump in. Mark Grayson isn't special. At least that's what he thinks. He's a regular high school student, flipping burgers after school and daydreaming about becoming a superhero. Just like his father, Nolan Grayson, also known as Omni-Man, the most powerful hero on the planet. Then one day, everything changes. While taking out the trash at work, Mark suddenly throws a garbage bag into orbit. His powers have finally awakened. He can fly, lift cars like they're weightless, and take a punch that would kill a normal person. It's the moment he's been waiting for his entire life. With his father as his mentor, Mark begins training, though it's not as easy as he imagined. His first attempts at flying are shaky, his landings are disastrous, and he quickly realizes that having superpowers doesn't automatically make you a great hero. But he's determined. After designing his own costume and taking the name Invincible, Mark starts fighting crime alongside the teen team, including Adam Eve. At first, it feels like a dream, stopping bad guys, saving people, feeling like he's making a difference. But reality hits hard. School suffers, relationships become strained. And the battles? They're nothing like in the comics. Superhero fights aren't fun. They're brutal, bloody, and life-threatening. Mark quickly learns that being a hero isn't just about having powers. It's about the choices you make. Just as Mark starts to settle into his new life as a hero, tragedy strikes. The Guardians of the Globe, Earth's most powerful superhero team, are brutally murdered in a single night. The world is in shock. Who could have done this? Who is powerful enough to take them all down? Mark is devastated. These were the heroes he looked up to. But the worst part? The killer is his own father. Nolan finally reveals the horrifying truth. He is not Earth's protector. He is a Viltrumite, part of a warrior race that conquers planets and eliminates the weak. Everything he's done, his heroism, his love for Earth, was a lie. He was simply preparing humanity for domination. Mark refuses to accept it. He loves Earth. He loves his mother. He loves the people who raised him. He won't let his father destroy everything he cares about. Then comes one of the most brutal and emotional battles in superhero history. Omni-Man beats Mark within an inch of his life. He doesn't hold back. He breaks Mark's ribs, knocks his teeth out, and smashes him through buildings. Mark refuses to fight back. He refuses to give up on his father. And then, in one of the most haunting moments of the series, Omni-Man, covered in blood, asks Mark, "What will you have in 500 years?" Mark, barely conscious, responds, "You, Dad. I'd still have you." That moment breaks Omni-Man. With tears in his eyes, he abandons his mission, leaving Earth behind. Mark is left broken, physically, emotionally, and mentally. His father is gone. His mother is heartbroken. The world doesn't know the truth, and Mark is left to pick up the pieces. With Omni-Man gone, the world looks to Mark to fill the void. He's not ready, but he has no choice. He faces new threats. Machine Head, a crime lord with an army of super-powered enforcers. Doc Seismic, a mad scientist trying to reshape the Earth. Komodo Dragon, a ruthless assassin. And worst of all, Angstrom Levy, a man with the power to open portals to alternate dimensions. Levy blames Mark for a failed experiment and unleashes an army of Invincibles from different realities to kill him. The battle is one of Mark's toughest yet, leaving him with the horrifying realization that being a hero comes with real, devastating consequences. Meanwhile, his personal life is just as chaotic. Mark's relationship with Amber starts to fall apart. He's always late, always disappearing, and she doesn't know why. When she finally learns the truth, it only makes things more complicated. At the same time, his friendship with Adam Eve begins to deepen. She understands him in a way Amber never could. She knows what it means to sacrifice everything for the greater good. As the story progresses, their connection grows stronger. Mark continues to evolve, not just as a hero, but as a person. The black and white morality he once believed in starts to blur. Some battles aren't just good versus evil. Sometimes the right choice is unclear. Just when Mark thinks he can handle Earth's problems, the Viltrumites return. And this time, they're not just watching. The Viltrumite Empire sees Earth as a key target in their expansion. But Mark isn't alone. Omni-Man is still alive. Despite their past, Mark and his father must join forces to take down the Viltrumite Empire. Alongside Alan the Alien and a rebel army, they wage an all-out war across galaxies. The war is brutal. Planets are destroyed. Heroes die. Mark sees firsthand the true horrors of the Viltrumites, but through strategy and sheer determination, they manage to weaken the Empire. In a shocking twist, Omni-Man becomes the new ruler of the Viltrumites, choosing to reform them rather than continue their conquest. Mark, forever changed by war, returns to Earth, stronger, wiser, but no longer the same optimistic hero he once was. With the war over, Mark faces one final choice: stay on Earth or take his fight for justice beyond the stars? He chooses the latter. He realizes that true change doesn't come from just stopping villains. It comes from creating a better future. He and Adam Eve build a life together, raising a family while continuing to protect the universe. And that's how Invincible ends. Not with a single battle, but with a hero choosing to make the world better, not just defend it. Mark's journey, from a high school kid flipping burgers to a cosmic protector, is one of the. So what do you think? Is Invincible one of the best superhero stories ever written? Let me know in the comments. And if you've made it this far, I'd love your support. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and every single one helps. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and join me for more deep dives into the best stories out there. Now let's talk about the deeper themes that make Invincible truly unforgettable. Superheroes are supposed to save the day, right? They fight the bad guys, protect the innocent, and always make the right choices. But what if things weren't so simple? What if being a hero meant making choices that leave you broken, questioning everything you believe in? That's what makes Invincible stand out. It doesn't just tell a superhero story, it challenges everything we think we know about heroism, power, and morality. With great power, yeah, you know the rest. But in Invincible, power doesn't just come with responsibility, it comes with consequences. Mark Grayson starts off excited about his newfound abilities. Who wouldn't be? He can fly, he's super strong, and he gets to be a hero. But as time goes on, he realizes that power doesn't just make things easier, it makes everything harder. Every battle causes collateral damage. Even when he's trying to help, innocent people get hurt. He learns that violence is sometimes necessary, but it always comes at a cost. He's constantly questioning, is he really making a difference or just making things worse? One of the most defining moments of this theme is his fight with Omni-Man. Mark doesn't just lose physically, he loses the belief that power alone makes someone a hero. Strength means nothing if you use it the wrong way. At its core, Invincible is not just about superheroes, it's about family. Mark idolizes his father, Omni-Man. He looks up to him, trains with him, and wants nothing more than to follow in his footsteps. And then, in one moment, everything shatters. Omni-Man's betrayal is one of the most gut-wrenching twists in superhero history. The father Mark loved, the hero he admired, turns out to be the greatest threat Earth has ever faced. That level of betrayal leaves scars, ones that Mark struggles with for the rest of the series. But what makes this theme so powerful is that Nolan isn't just a one-note villain. He's torn between his duty as a Viltrumite and his love for Mark. He's ruthless and monstrous. But his redemption arc is one of the most unexpected and satisfying parts of the story. And let's not forget Debbie Grayson. She's often overlooked, but her emotional journey is just as devastating. She loved Nolan. She built a life with him. Then she finds out it was all a lie. The world may see her as just the wife of a superhero, but her pain, resilience, and love for Mark make her one of the strongest characters in the series. Unlike classic superheroes who walk away from fights with just a few scratches, Invincible shows the brutal reality of being a hero. Mark doesn't just take punches, he gets bones broken, teeth knocked out, and is pushed to his absolute limits. His battles leave permanent scars both physically and mentally. After fighting Conquest, a terrifying Viltrumite warrior, Mark is nearly unrecognizable. The trauma from that battle stays with him, shaping who he becomes. This theme makes Invincible feel real. Being a hero isn't just about wearing a cape. It's about sacrificing everything to do what's right. Most superhero stories give us clear heroes and villains. Invincible? Not so much. Sure, the Viltrumites are a brutal empire bent on conquest, but not all of them are irredeemable. Even Omni-Man, who does horrific things, finds his way back from the darkness. And then there's Robot. At first, he seems like a noble hero, but over time, he takes extreme measures, including seizing control of Earth. He believes he's doing the right thing, but does that justify his actions? Invincible constantly asks, is it ever okay to do something terrible for the greater good? What happens when the right choice isn't clear? In this world, there are no easy answers. Mark's journey is all about choice. As a Viltrumite, he's expected to follow in his father's footsteps. But he refuses. He chooses to fight for Earth, even when it costs him everything. Omni-Man believes that Mark's bloodline determines his future, but Mark proves him wrong. This theme is powerful because it reflects our own struggles with expectations. How much of our fate is determined by where we come from? Can we break free from the paths others expect us to follow? Mark's story is a powerful reminder that destiny isn't written in stone. It's shaped by the choices we make. One of the reasons Invincible feels so intense is because no one is safe. Heroes die suddenly and brutally, and they don't come back. Civilians are wiped out in the crossfire. Mark sees firsthand how fragile human life is. Every fight has real stakes. In many superhero stories, the main characters always survive, and the world resets after every battle. Not here. Invincible makes every death, every injury, and every loss feel real. It reminds us that life is precious, and it can be taken away in an instant. For all its darkness, Invincible is ultimately a story about hope. Mark goes through unimaginable pain, but he never stops fighting for what's right. Omni-Man, despite everything he's done, finds redemption. Adam Eve proves that heroism isn't just about fighting, it's about building something better. Even in a world filled with betrayal, loss, and impossible choices, Invincible shows that change is possible. That redemption is real, and that no matter how bad things get, there's always a chance to do better. The reason Invincible is so special isn't just because of the action or the shocking moments. It's because it dares to ask deeper questions. What does it really mean to be a hero? How do we define morality in a world without easy answers? Is power a gift or a curse? It challenges the superhero genre while still embracing what makes superheroes so compelling. Now let's take a look at how Invincible has been adapted and what its future might hold. What do you think is the most powerful theme in the series? Let me know in the comments.